This is the new one. That's pulled tight. Just real light presses. You're kind of just weakening the insulation so that you don't push through and hit the wires underneath. Let's see if I can get a little bit more so we have some little extra room to play with the crimp, since there's going to be 4 of them. Okay. Oh, come on. I love when it does that, like half strips half the wire. And then stretches the hell out of the rest of it. Get a little bit more on that. And it's doing the same thing. Actually, the white on the other side had that weird tag. It's because of all the weird dyes they use, or so I've been told, that a lot of times the different consistency and quality of your insulation, apparently sometimes just the color of it, like the dye itself, can affect I guess how brittle it is, how malleable. In there. Do. Somebody's on a forklift over there. So I know they had cleaning in today. Surprised they don't have more maintenance guys in here. Usually on holidays like this, during the weekday, when they have a shutdown like this, they'll bring in the maintenance guys to go through the machines, like the different machines out there, like the palletizers and stuff. So there's usually a crew in here working on that stuff, but I guess they don't need to this time. I've gone in on, they had years ago, after I'd only been doing this for a couple years, the McCormick's down in Hunt Valley, like where they make, like the first McCormick's, it's where they, like, you know, still make the Old Bay and all that stuff. Had to go in on a weekend, Saturday and a Sunday during a shutdown, and completely rebuild their battery changing machine, put new gears, chains, bearings, bushings. All that good stuff. Alright, before we make this pretty, and I'm not, like this extra insulation that's not really attached to anything. So what I end up doing is well, you'll see when I put this together, I just twist them together. Like it does nothing for the truck. So I don't really worry about it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to give it a test. If I can get it plugged in. Alright, so that's down there, that's plugged in, the wires are spliced. Alright, then we'll know it's working, like when I showed you before on the dash. We'll be able to see the height change. So I'm going to grab you. Let me pause it. Like I know I'm not the best at doing this without shaking the camera everywhere. So hold on a minute. Alright. Oh, well, we have an error, but I'm sure that's just because we plugged it in while it was turned on. So let's cycle the key, re-log in, do all that stuff. All that beeping is because I was stepping on the enable switch. They don't want you on any of the switches when it starts up, so they can verify that there's a proper neutral and all that. So there's that. So we're going to do the main carriage lift. That's when all of this goes up, including what we're sitting on. And obviously that's going to go with us. So that would be this one. Oh, wait, we got to drop down. Since everything's out of whack with the height, it's going to need me to drop all the way down on both of these so I can find the proximity sensor down below and know that it is home. There we go. See how it's moving fast? That's a good sign. And again, let's do main carriage. So that's the whole thing. A little bouncy. Okay, so that was working before. Now we'll try this one with the height indicator. And now she goes and goes and goes. Boop. And watch, yeah, I'll say it'll drop down a lot quicker than the first part as well. I would call that a good fix, folks. Alright, let's walk back over. Go ahead and clean everything up. Alright, I'm going to pause while I get the, did I see a weird twitch when it was doing that? Huh, alright. Hold on. Let me fix the tripod. Alright. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's get this free ready. So basically I'll just do that kind of deal. Get these right next to each other. Just twist them together before I tape everything up. Because these don't do anything, it's more of a strain relief. Actually, it's probably only a strain relief. But, you know, I'll at least do that just to get them together. Get the ends away from the edges of the connections just to make sure nothing goes in. Just kind of pull it back and then flip it over and then flip it back again just to try and make it a little bit small in there. It's obviously this isn't like super ultra clean perfect, but you know what, in forklift world you don't really need that. You just need it to work, to be secure, and hopefully not break again. So that's where we're going with that. Like I said, it's not the best, it's not the prettiest, but it works. I can guarantee most of the people watching us have a tape blob that they're not super proud of. But you know, same thing, they know it works, so that's what we do. And it's not necessarily that taping this up is like a bad thing. Really, my biggest issue with doing this is just that you end up with a lump. But I mean, if it was a huge deal, what you would do is you would basically strip this wire or one of these wires way down there, cut your first wire here, your second wire here, your third wire here, and your fourth wire here. That way the terminal connectors, or the the butt connectors, are spread out so it's a little thinner. But then you have that much tape that looks neater, but it's also almost a foot of tape. So we just do that. Tuck it down in here. There's no like moving stuff in here that you got to worry about. So stuff that. Go find your screws over here. Jump back. I do find it amazing that you can't even get these covers to fit right. Oh, whatever. They say they have a new version of this thing coming out probably this year. Hoping it's not as much of a nightmare as this one is. But the scariest part is, if it's coming out this year, that means it's been in design for probably 3 or 4 years, maybe more. And the biggest problem with that is, ever since 2020 and the whole everybody gets sick thing, a lot of engineers have retired. Not a lot of new ones have been hired. I hate to tell you there, Heister, but a lot of your new engineers are boy, I really wish you would have just ponied up for the experience that you lost. Okay, so that covers on. That's good to go. Was there anything else we left loose? Let's see here. Let me grab the phone off the mount. I'll just carry it. Alright, so that's all tight down there. We tightened the belt up. It's got good tension, like that's good. It's not supposed to be like a fucking drive belt. It's super tight. It needs to be just a little bit of slacky in there to help it move right. But anyway, we got that tight. That's pulled through there, then back up the tube. There's no more fasteners down there. That's up, that's plugged in, that's good. Alright, well, the last thing to do, what you do on all of these, is a full function test. So let's do that. And then, apparently, the one behind it, may have a hydraulic leak. Guess we'll see. Alright, here, let me just put this, I can actually should be able to get this right out in front. Oh, perfect, perfect. That blue light really helps out the shot. Can I get this to be not freaking sideways? No, actually I can't. It's just kind of how the camera wants to do it. Alright, well, it's sideways. Okay, full function check. Just me pushing over. That's all built into the truck so that when you're in an aisle, if there's product on this side and product on that side, you can flip the forks around inside the aisle and it won't hit anything. Here there's motors running on it's going down. It's called a powered down. That's so it is very controllable and you're not just relying on gravity. You don't want to crush the cone. Check center. You can also set this up like a regular forklift by doing this. And now it's an overly complicated regular forklift. I think that's about it. Actually, was I recording that? Oh yeah, it was. Good. Well, this turned out to be a slightly longer video than I thought it would be. But, I don't know if I'm going to be able to split it in two parts or not. Might just be one long-ass finale. So, either way, one way or the other, this will be the end of the video. So, appreciate everybody hanging out watching. Sorry the camera's sideways. That's what happens when you have a cheap camera mount and it's plastic and stuff. So anyway, appreciate you hanging out watching. If you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. I don't really say that too much. Maybe I should. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Talk to you next time, and I'll see you live. Have a good day, everybody. Be groovy to each other, and I'll talk to you later.